That's a shot. Freaking got it.
I used to spend hours searching the internet for any kind of news that there will be a remake, reading article after article that shows very little hope, until E3 2015. And after waiting all those years, I can safely say it's been worth the wait. Holy hell, they finally did it. They brought my dreams to life. They've created the Final Fantasy VII Remake that I was hoping for. Everything about it, from its gorgeous visuals, its fantastic gameplay, and a revised story to help give characters a chance to expand. My god, it's incredible. Not to oversell it in the first minute of the video, this has been one of the few games in the last couple years that I've been genuinely excited to play. And due to the current climate of the world, my copy arrived a week early. I managed to get the sweet deluxe edition. If you're curious what comes in the box, it comes with the original game, a steelbook variant, a soundtrack CD, and a brilliant art book. Always love a good art book. Also got a couple of these iron-on patches that I imagine will probably stay in the packet. Anyway, because I got the game early, I was able to get stuck in and just embrace it. And it's certainly a lot different than what I was expecting. I feel like I need to clarify, this isn't a HD remaster, and it won't follow the same journey as the original did on the PS1. I mean, yeah, that kind of sucks for hardcore fans, but I'd say just play the original then. I mean, it's available on every other console. But I gotta say, I respect the changes they made here. To make it a proper remake, they've clearly adapted the game for the times, and it shows. They wanted to go big, and I really don't blame them for doing that, because this is huge. So I'm only 10 hours into the game, so this is mainly going to be first impressions. But nevertheless, let's ask the question, should you play Final Fantasy VII Remake? I want to first start off by saying that I love Final Fantasy VII. Everything from the original game to the movie, I love the anime, and even the PS2 spin-off third-person shooter. I don't think a lot of people liked it, but I did. Still need to play Crisis Core on the PSP. I've been dying for a remake of some sort. Anything to give 7 that look that they captured in Advent Children, to give it the visual presence it truly deserves. So let's start with the story, centered around our protagonist Cloud Strife, who is banded together with a group of freedom fighters called Avalanche, in a bid to take down the evil Shinra Corporation. And of course things evolve from those story points. If you are familiar with the story, then you'll be pleased to know they still follow those key moments like the original did, but it's a lot slower. It's dedicating time to establish these characters more, giving them greater character development than the original, and a chance to really explore the interesting city of Midgar. Again, it still hits these markers we all know, but it's taking its sweet time. They've also changed the pacing of the story and added in a kind of hub world with Sector 7 slums, and this feels very open world but not completely free roam. The reason I bring it up is because I was introduced to the jobs board. These are side quests set within this kind of hub, with incentives to gain reputation to get more jobs and more money. So it's not always so linear. You can follow the main story if you want, but this gives you a chance to gain XP and item unlocks, as opposed to grinding areas from random battle encounters. Typically enemies don't respawn during main story missions, so take any quest you can to give you an edge. Because, and I'll get to it later, but the battle system has also changed. So it's a lot trickier than just to rely on grinding for levels. The characters have also been nicely voiced, and the story so far is really intriguing. The extra scenes are helping me invest in what's really going on and the relationship between Cloud and Tifa, and even the Avalanche crew. It's nice to see more time dedicated towards this. And that brings me nicely to the visuals. I mean, you can't deny that this game looks phenomenal. The colours, the shading, the lighting effects, all of it adds to this brilliantly stylized look. So far I haven't experienced any visual glitches. I have noticed some pop in from time to time when running around the Sector 7 slums, but that's mainly it. The pre-rendered cutscenes also flow nicely into the gameplay, which is always a huge plus for me. I don't know why, I just like that feature a lot. All of this, accompanied by the fantastic soundtrack, adds to the feel of this game. And of course we come to the gameplay, and this is where the game shines. Again, this is going to upset a lot of people, but this isn't a turn-based JRPG. It's similar to the combat system in Final Fantasy 15, or even the Kingdom Hearts series. And I gotta say, I'm loving this new direction they've gone with. It gives me the chance to become a badass fighter, as opposed to just kind of sitting back and witnessing the cool moments happen in Final Fantasy games. And even when I used to watch Advent Children, like, wouldn't it be fantastic to be able to play this film out as a video game? to be given the controls to do crazy moves like this, and they found a brilliant balance for that. You can attack, defend, roll, and even use tactical moves. When you build up this meter using regular attacks, you press the X button, and then the whole game slows right down. And it now gives you the option to cycle through the menu to decide what you want to do next. Use an item, use a special move, spells, limit break, or even a summon. The new battle system really forces you to make frantic decisions, but with the ATB function, you get a moment to really think about what to do next. I also love the fact you can swap between your party during combat events whenever you want, and use the same system. Also, by pressing L2 and R2, you can command them without having to swap characters, which lets you choose the same options if you pressed X, which obviously is very helpful in a pinch. And when you start mastering these controls, 3 vs 1 boss battles become an epic event. And as always with these games, exploration is rewarded. Going off the beaten path will reward you with upgrades and extra items you probably will need. There's also an extensive menu to get lost in as you change equipment and equip spells and buffs. You can also upgrade equipment, which means it's not always about getting better gear. In fact, it means that your signature Buster Sword can still be useful well into the game. But it's all about managing your party to match how you play. I will say I haven't struggled much during this game. I'm waiting for it to truly challenge me. There have been some close call moments, but it's been okay. And if I get a game over, normally I can come back fairly close to where I died because the game is kindly autosaving for me, so there's less jeopardy. I won't lie, I suck at turn-based JRPGs. I often find I struggle with them or come up against a brick wall a lot. But what I don't suck at is real-time action games like this. And as soon as I saw that they changed the gameplay to match that of Final Fantasy XV, I knew I was going to love this. Because I love 15. It's a great game. And so far I'm having a blast with this one. I haven't really had any negatives so far, maybe that it's a little slow in places. We could have done without the jobs board, it just kind of feels like filler sometimes. But then the extreme fighting makes up for it. And of course it's worth noting that this isn't the full game. It would typically take around 6 hours in the original to get out of Midgar, but this apparently has people clocking in around 30 hours just set here. And there hasn't been any news on how this episodic approach will work or how many there will be. But I have faith. And it means that if I get to have a break and spread out the game till its next episode, which gives me time to play other games in between, then that's fine by me. I know it has rubbed up people the wrong way, but I haven't got a problem with it. If it's going to be fantastic, then what's the problem? So, would I recommend this game to you? 100%. Even with my limited time playing it, I feel confident in saying you should be playing it. And yes, okay, it's not the simple HD remaster that fans were hoping for. But what it is so far is a fantastic game that's getting a chance to retell the story of 7, and open up to a new generation of fans to enjoy. Again, I really like the changes they've made with this remake. The brilliant new and improved combat system mixed with gorgeous visuals, and the fact that I get to spend more time in Midgar have kept me gripped throughout this game. And I can't wait to experience what the rest of the game has to offer, and of course, the later releases. I'm curious what direction they're going to go with this. And I've been playing it throughout making this review, and my opinion still hasn't changed. So, to those of you who are on the fence about it, I say, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's a game you should be playing. So what do you think of my opinions, and do you have opinions of your own? Then please let me know in the comment section below. If you like the video, make sure you give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. Either way, thank you very much for watching. My name is Rich, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ra! Before you go, I've also got some other videos here for you to watch. I've got another Should You Play for Hollow Knight, and I'm also challenging myself by setting games to their max difficulty, which is always good for a cheap laugh. Okay, we good? Okay, bye!